if I write the statement 3 to the exponent 2, I know that that means 3 times 3, and I know that that answer is 9. And just as a review, remember that the whole expression here is the power. The 3 is the base, and the 2 is the exponent. Now typically we would read this statement as 3 squared equals 9. And you remember that there's a reason we use the word square. And that's because this statement can be visualized as the area of a square. Since it's a square, the length and the width are the same. And when I'm going 3 times 3, I can think of that as a length and a width of 3. So let me just draw that in. Here's a 3 by 3 square. And what's the meaning of the 9 in terms of this expression? Well, since I'm doing 3 times 3, which is length times width, the 9 can be thought of as the area of the square. I have 9 squares. So a squaring statement can be thought of as the area of a square. Now we can also write this statement in another way, in the reverse way, the inverse way as we say. Instead of saying take 3, square it to get 9, we can say to ourselves, if we have the 9, what number do we need to multiply by itself to bring us back to the 9? That would be 3. And of course this is called square root. So the square root of 9 is 3. Again, here the 9 represents the area of the square if I want to think of the visualization, and the 3 is the side length. Another term you've heard in the past is the term perfect squares. And a perfect square means if we have side lengths of our square that are whole numbers, such as 1, a 1 by 1 square has an area of 1, a 2 by 2 square has an area of 4, 3 by 3 square an area of 9, a 4 by 4 square an area of 16, and so on. These numbers are all what we call perfect squares, because when you go in reverse, when you square root 1 or square root 4 or square root 9, square root 16, you get whole number answers. They work out evenly, in other words. And so moving forward in math, you'll want to know your perfect squares, be able to recognize them quite well, up to, around 200, 250. For example, 14 squared, over time you'll get to know that's 196.